After nearly 2 years of investigation, Special Counselor Robert Mueller's report is now released to the public and Congress. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Bridget Bennett. Right now, members of Congress are going through the special counsel's report line by line.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is on Capitol Hill and brings us the very latest in today's top story.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report finally released today, detailing the results of a wide-ranging 22-month-long investigation and finding no evidence of a criminal conspiracy between President Trump or members of his campaign and Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election. The issue of obstruction of justice, though, is a bit more complicated. The report highlighting 11 instances of potential obstruction, finding that the investigation was allowed to run its course despite President Trump's repeated efforts to interfere, listing multiple instances in which he directed White House counsel Don McGahn to fire the special counsel. The report finding the president's efforts were mostly unsuccessful, but that is largely because the persons who surround the president declined to carry out his orders. Mueller ultimately reaching no conclusion on obstruction of justice, noting if we had confidence after a thorough investigation of the facts that the president clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would so state.
The special counsel made clear that he did not exonerate the president, and the responsibility now falls to Congress to hold the president accountable for his actions.
The report shows upon initially learning of the special counsel investigation, the president stated, "This is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm expletive." Today, though, a much different tone. The president maintaining his claims of vindication.
I'm having a good day, too. It was called no collusion, no obstruction.
His re-election campaign writing in a statement, President Trump has been fully and completely exonerated yet again. Now the tables have turned, and it's time to investigate the liars who instigated this sham investigation. And again, Democrats are strongly disputing those exoneration claims and are calling on Mueller to testify here on Capitol Hill next month. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Iowa Senator and member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Joni Ernst, releasing a statement following the release of that report today, saying, quote, "I've long called for as much of the Mueller report that can be made public under the law to be made available to the ones who paid millions for it, the American people. I look forward to reviewing the report." Iowa Congresswoman Cindy Axne is asking for a full version of the report to be released and wants the president to be held accountable for any crimes he may have been involved in.
Well, I certainly, of course, would like to see that the full report is released to the public, that we make sure that every piece of information that was included that is released so that Americans can really make a decision for themselves.
Iowa Congressman Lobisak and Abby Finkenauer are hoping to learn more from Attorney General William Barr about why his summary doesn't match up to the report.
Meanwhile, at a town hall in central Iowa, New York Senator and 2020 presidential hopeful Kristen Gillibrand taking aim at U.S. Attorney General today for his early morning press conference. Of course, that press conference was prior to the release of the special counsel's report. Gillibrand saying that William Barr's loyalties are to the wrong people.
The Attorney General of the United States is supposed to represent the people of the United States. He's not supposed to represent President Trump. And by having this press conference today that is misleading the American people was not appropriate.
And if you'd like to read that full report from the special counsel, we have it posted right now at our website at SiouxlandProud.com.